the recent face-off between the legendary sharpshooter Steph Curry and the towering rookie giant Victor Wembanyama. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into this epic battle, analyzing the viral moments and exploring what it means for the future of the NBA. Chapter 1: The Clash of Titans. The NBA is always full of surprises, but the face-off between Wemby and Steph really stood out. It was like a showdown of two unique ways of playing basketball, each brilliantly displayed by these star athletes. Now let's talk about Wembanyama, the young giant. At 19, he's a towering 7'4", but what's really cool about him isn't just his height. It's how he moves like a guard trapped in a center's body. Think of those big guys who usually hang near the basket. Wembanyama is not one of them. He's got this silky smooth way of playing, dribbling, and shooting that's just not normal for someone his size. His journey to the NBA is a mix of awe and disbelief. Fans watched him dominate in Europe, doing things on the court that left everyone asking, is this guy for real? And as a rookie, the buzz is all about how he might just flip the script on what it means to be a big man in the league. Then there's Steph Curry, the guy who needs no introduction. His story is like a basketball fairy tale. Not too long ago, people doubted him, saying he was too small, too fragile, but look at him now. Multiple MVPs, championships, and he owns the three-point line like it's his own backyard. But it's not just his skill that makes him stand out, it's his heart. He's never been the biggest guy on the court, but he plays with such passion and joy. It's infectious. You can't help but root for him. Curry's changed the game, inspiring kids and pros alike to step back and shoot from distances they never would have considered before. When Wembanyama and Curry squared off, it was a moment that had fans at the edge of their seats. Here was Wembanyama, the new kid on the block, with all the hype in the world going up against Curry, the seasoned vet, the game changer. It was like watching the future meet the present, but one moment in particular captured the imagination of fans and became a viral sensation. Chapter 2: A Viral Moment. It was the game between the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. This was where Steph Curry, the Warriors star who's no stranger to big moments, decided to take on a giant, literally. Here was Wembanyama, the highly touted rookie, going up against Curry, the two-time MVP. It wasn't just about who could jump higher, it was about heart, guts, and that raw competitive spirit that sports fans live for. Fans in the stands and at home must have felt a mix of surprise and excitement. This wasn't something you saw every day. It was a moment that made you sit up, shake your head, and smile at the sheer audacity. It was a reminder of why we love sports, the unpredictability, the courage, and those moments that make you believe anything is possible. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. Chapter 3: Unbelievable Performance. In the first half, Wembanyama's presence was unmissable. When he leaped to snatch the ball from the air, towering over Curry, the crowd erupted. It wasn't just his height that was impressive, it was his agility. Here was a player who could match the smaller, quicker players step for step. Then came those moments that had fans on their feet. Wembanyama's blocks. When he effortlessly swatted away Klay Thompson's shot, you could feel the energy shift in the arena. It wasn't just a block, it felt like Wembanyama was setting the rules, telling the Warriors, not in my house. The way he then charged down the court and dunked, you knew this wasn't just any rookie. This was someone special. But Wembanyama didn't just dominate on defense, his shots from downtown were things of beauty. Watching him effortlessly launch three-pointers, you couldn't help but think of Curry, the man who redefined shooting in the NBA. Yet here, in these moments, Wembanyama was outshining even the great Curry. Speaking of Curry, he was doing his best. We all know Curry's game. The effortless threes, the quick drives to the hoop. But against Wembanyama, even Curry seemed to be struggling to find his rhythm. It was as if Wembanyama's sheer size and skill were throwing him off his game. You could see Curry trying to work his magic, weaving through players, looking for that sliver of space to get his shot off. But it just wasn't his usual dominant performance. The first half felt like a passing of the torch, or maybe like a battle across time, the seasoned veteran against the rising star. Curry, who changed the game with his shooting, was now up against a new kind of player, a giant who could do it all. Chapter 4: Warriors' Response. Curry, the heart and soul of the Warriors, didn't back down. He's faced tall guys before, but Wembanyama was different. It wasn't just his height, it was how he used it. Every time Curry thought he had an open shot, there was Wembanyama, his arms stretching out like branches, blocking the view. It was like Curry was trying to shoot over a moving wall. But here's the thing about Curry. He's a fighter. We've seen him light up the court countless times, turning the game on its head with his quick shots. So he started doing what he does best, getting creative. Curry began weaving through the defense, finding those tiny gaps that Wembanyama couldn't cover. He was like a slick sports car zipping around a big, lumbering truck. The Warriors, they had to switch things up too. Their usual play of quick passes and three-pointers was getting smothered by Wembanyama's reach, so they started playing a bit rougher, driving hard to the basket, trying to get Wembanyama to foul or tire him out. Curry's scoring took a hit, sure, but he wasn't just going to let Wembanyama have the spotlight. He started setting up his teammates, creating chances for them to score. It was like watching a seasoned quarterback finding new ways to outsmart a rookie defense. And you could feel the tension in the arena. Every time Curry got the ball, it was as if everyone was holding their breath, waiting to see how he'd outmaneuver the giant this time. And when Wembanyama blocked a shot or snagged a rebound, you could almost hear the gasps. It was more than just a game, it was a show, with each player trying to one-up the other. Chapter 5: The Impact. Scoring 19 points, dominating with 5 blocks, and showing off an all-around game, Wembanyama didn't just play, he captivated. Against a team known for revolutionizing basketball with its small ball and three-point shooting strategies, he presented a new archetype of player, a center with the skill set of a guard, a defensive behemoth who could also shoot from the perimeter. Wembanyama's performance suggested a shift in the NBA's future, a league where traditional positions blur and players' physical and skill boundaries expand. This game wasn't just about points and blocks. It felt like a moment in history, like when you watch an epic movie battle where the old king and a young challenger duel it out. For Wembanyama, it was his arrival party. He wasn't just another tall player, he was showing he could move, shoot, and defend. He was making a statement that he was here to shake things up. For Curry, it was like watching a seasoned warrior acknowledge a worthy opponent. Curry's had his share of battles, but this was different. It showed how basketball is always changing, always throwing in new challenges. It's what keeps the game exciting, right? You never know what's coming next. Now, we'd like to know your thoughts in the comments section.